hello, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we are super happy to have you here, and we just ask that you bring an open mind and heart to your listening experience and to be prepared to explore vantage points that I'm convinced will help shift or solidify your current understanding of the ultimate nature of reality. While listening, you'll be exposed to inspiring, empowering, and unifying perspectives that I'm highly confident will yield stellar results in your life if you opt to try them on for size. Also, at optimistic.tv, we have officially begun releasing the first few episodes of our new late-night style, consciousness-elevating video variety talk show, Optimistic, which features live visionary art, soul share interviews, retreat guests here at the Mystic Manor, as well as live musical performances. I'm also super excited to announce that we are currently making plans to release the rest of Season 1 on my personal favorite online streaming service. So stay tuned to optimistic.tv to follow the unfolding development of this exciting Optimistic expansion, as we'll be posting more info and release dates there soon. And in the meantime, be sure to check out, of course, the first few episodes at optimistic.tv as well.
All right, all you positive heads, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. And instead of the beautiful Samantha Lotus, who is out gallivanting around the world right now, I have my amazing partner, Bryan Anthony.
The beautiful Bryan Anthony.
Oh, God. The very beautiful, amazing, wonderful Bryan Anthony.
If Samantha can be beautiful, I can be beautiful too.
Of course you can.
Okay.
This divine masculine right here, you guys. There it is.
Yes.
Beautiful indeed.
Quite divine and quite masculine.
So Bryan is here today, you guys, because he's had a few things on his mind. And when he shared them with me, I thought we should share them with you. So,
yeah.
what you been thinking?
Let's jump into it. First of all, hello, Positive Head family. Thank you for having me back on. It's been a while since I've been here rapping with my partner and speaking about spiritual things and all the fun stuff. And so if you haven't heard me before or heard of me, I do want to just start just real quick by giving a little bit of an intro, just so you can, at least know that I'm not just some dude talking about things.
You can just be some dude.
I am just some dude talking about things.
We're all just some people.
And there's nothing wrong with being some dude or some person, any beautiful human being on this planet saying what their 2 cents is. I totally value it. And, I am personally a sound healing practitioner and a vocal empowerment coach. I'm also someone who has been, just down many, many different rabbit holes of consciousness and have been in the trenches of a lot of the things that we're seeing, come up for the collective right now. And I've been going into the depths of this stuff for a little while. And so I just felt like it'd be good to talk a little bit about what I'm seeing just from my perspective, what we are seeing from our perspectives, and maybe just give an opportunity for reflection, as is always, I think, the intention of this show. Just an opportunity to check in and as to where our attention is and where we're giving our energy to or away, or how we're conserving it, and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I was talking with Erica just a little earlier that I've actually been talking to other friends of mine recently just about the state of things right now in our society and in the collective. And, ever since the onset of COVID-19 and all the events surrounding that, I've been personally just kind of chasing down, every rabbit hole that I could probably go down in my free time, because I've been doing this for, probably about 15 years or plus now, just in terms of really looking at different kind of scenarios and different dramas that play out on our social political stage, and really looking at them from all perspectives. And I was fortunate enough from a fairly early age to kind of be removed from a lot of the mainstream type of stuff that people get captivated by. And so, when this first started, I started getting really fired up because I felt like I've been kind of like in training for these types of moments and in that realm. And what I've been seeing happen is the onset or not the onset really, but the emergence and the proliferation of information, and I'll put that in quotations, information and narratives and dramas and just a myriad of different scenarios playing out that really feel like the core intention that I've been able to trace a lot of them back to really feels like chaos and confusion. I feel when I was talking to some friends of mine recently, I just kept getting this feeling like the archetype, or like, if we were in a Greek mythology system, like the god of chaos and confusion seems to be reigning right now. And what I mean by that is it feels like there is a lot of opportunity being presented right now to draw us out of our own personal process, to draw us out of the work that I personally feel is the most important work on the planet, and that is the work of balancing and healing ourselves so that we can heal the traumas that have been passed down to us, and we can be a better tool, or a better service, tool of service to society. A lot of this stuff is drawing us out of that. Now, of course, I completely honor and respect anyone who's feeling the truly authentic desire to utilize their voice or take action in a particular way that they feel is necessary at the moment. I totally honor that if it feels like it's coming from an authentic place. And this is my own process around this, as I started noticing as I was speaking up and I was sharing things on social media and getting involved in conversations, I started feeling that pull kind of from beyond what was authentic for me into the realm of being like caught in the maelstrom of dramas and just all the different rabbit holes, and feeling like, and then starting to feel this real deep, this real kind of, just this anxious desire, from authentic desire to kind of an anxious desire to I've got to do something or else, we're on a crash course, right? Like feeling like I have to kind of carry that weight myself, right? And I feel like a lot of us are feeling that right now. So I just want to offer that opportunity for reflection, because I'm feeling like, I personally feel like there's an intentional aspect behind it, and intentional can be perhaps it's astrological, cosmological, perhaps it's energies that are moving through our planetary sphere right now that are demanding certain things to happen, or perhaps there's, shadowy figures behind the scenes doing it themselves, or a combination thereof. But the reason I say that it feels intentional is that I do feel like we are in a time of awakening, and that we are in a place in where our planetary sphere is moving through the galaxy, a part of the galaxy that's meant to basically activate us and get us evolving to our next phase of human development. And I feel like what we're seeing right now is a lot of challenge to that, a lot of opportunities for us to get taken out of our process and to get heavily invested into the drama, right?
Sure, there's absolutely that opportunity. But what I think is beautiful about opportunities like this is that we don't grow without them. Do you ever notice the things in your life that have been the hardest are the things that you've learned the most from, the things that you've grown, the things that you've gained wisdom from?
Absolutely.
You don't really get there by everything just being peas and carrots. And so while no one likes to go through all of the dark mud and muckiness, it is definitely a necessary part of our evolution and a part of this awakening, because right now all of the darkness is coming to light. And it's important for that to happen. We need to be able to see the whole picture.
Absolutely.
And it's what we do with it that really matters. And so what I've personally decided to do, because I know that I can't change the world as much as I want to. So I know that I can only change myself and make those changes within myself. I also know that if I don't do that, then what's happening is the vibration that I'm sending out to the planet is not going to be the vibration that is going to be the most helpful. Mm-hmm. So I really need to make it a priority that I stay centered, that I stay grounded, that I stay in a place of positivity and being able to see the light or the what is the line? What is the silver lining? Yeah, the silver lining, mm-hmm. The silver lining in the clouds. And it's important for me to stay in that place because it's important that my vibration that I'm sending out is that vibration to the earth, because that is what we need. We need a very loving, grounded vibration right now because of all the chaos. And the only way we can help that is within ourselves. So important to stay centered. And we've been saying this since the beginning. And I just think it's becoming more and more apparent as we go along how important it is to stay centered, because this is everyone's individual choice. This ascension process is an individual process. It's not, well, it is a collective event, but it is an individual event more so. So while we are moving as a collective, while the earth is moving itself, we also have to be able to do this individually. Otherwise, we don't move with the collective.
Before we continue on with today's episode, I'd like to take a quick moment to tell you about our new sponsor, NOOM. I agreed to do this promo spot because I am super impressed with the futuristic and simple process that NOOM has implemented to revolutionize diet and wellness. NOOM is the unique, habit-changing solution that helps users learn to develop a new relationship with food. And it's not a diet. No food is good or bad. As we talk about on the show all the time, it's all about proper balance and having good habits. And NOOM just teaches you how to look inside your own mind and make better decisions for yourself. Sounds familiar, right? It's based in psychology, so I'm personally really excited about starting to use it to understand my own thought patterns better. And they make it super easy to do with a minimal commitment of only 10 minutes a day, which is essential for someone like me with so much on my plate. No pun intended. So if you'd like to take the journey with me and sign up for a trial, head over to noom.com/positivehead to start your trial today. That's spelled NOOM.com/positivehead. I mean, what do you have to lose except outdated habits and perhaps a few extra pounds by signing up for the trial? Once again, NOOM.com/positivehead.
Well, I definitely agree with that. And I know that you talk about this on your show, and I want to reflect an opportunity that I had today to reflect on the same thing with my friend Andrew that was with me at the river today. And, you know, we were in a really awesome space to connect with nature. And, you know, we just kept talking about how just so important it is to connect with nature and the earth as a way to get centered. And like what you were just talking about embodying that energy, like keeping that energy, like bringing that into the collective, or just embodying it. I feel like that energy specifically is is like what we need, you know, because a lot of what I see too in the kind of spiritual and somewhat new age communities is, you know, they talk, there's a lot of kind of drama about like what's going on possibly cosmically, you know, there's channelers talking about stuff and, you know, and people are kind of focusing on like star beings and, you know, what's playing out with the guardians or whatever the narrative is. And, you know, this is Earth's process and this is Earth's children's process, right? This is our process as children of the Earth. And this is the Earth process. Yes, I do feel that there are guiding spirits on the astral planes and, you know, who knows what other planes that interact with Earth that are here to lend assistance, but those who are truly assisting are those who, you know, are merely there by presence versus trying to dictate what the story is supposed to be. And so I always like to just say too, you know, that's a big red flag because I know it's easy for us to be like, oh yeah, the drama going on in society right now, like, yeah, that's a lot of chaos. And that's, you know, that's something that can pull my attention in a way that can feel kind of toxic. You know, if you're sensitive enough to it, sometimes, you know, you can feel when your energy is getting pulled and drained as a result of that. And so that can sometimes be easier to draw that back. But I also see the same thing happening in these kind of narratives of like what's going on behind the scenes, whether it's what's going on behind the scenes of our government or what's going on behind the scenes of our, you know, of the angels or the, you know, the ETs or who knows what, right? Like, you know, anything that's beyond our perception, you know, and even if it feels like benevolent, if it feels like it's helpful, if it feels like this story that of guiding spirits that's supposed to be helping us in some way, shape or form, just recognizing that is still an opportunity for us to be drawn out of ourselves, to get caught up in that type of drama, to get caught up in the notion like, oh yeah, we've got, you know, these energies or beings or spirits or whatever that are here to help us. And we get caught in that drama of what they're doing behind the scenes. So just remembering that like the Earth is the center point of this reality and this drama that is playing out. And I personally, I personally am just continuing to go back and connecting with the Earth as a being to really like get the information for her. Like if I'm really, you know, interested and concerned, or if I want, you know, a sneak peek as to like where things are going, like Mother Gaia is going to have those answers more so than, you know, whatever spirit or being or anything that's outside of that sphere, because she's the one who's going through a particular transformation right now. That's giving the opportunity for our transformation. And so really tapping into that energy in her directly is tapping into that direct source of that transformation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And we can always look to the Earth for the answers, for how to do things. Nature always knows. Yeah, it's really simple. What I love about what you said is that remembering that this is an individual process, really. And also all those beings, all those helper beings, I like to call them helper beings, because there's a wide variety of what they are. But, you know, just the term they is also a good one. But they are us. And that's something that we can't forget either. So if you've ever heard the terms either volunteer or wanderer, these are all beings from other planets, other star systems, who have come to volunteer at this time to help, to be here, to help everyone go through this chaos, right? And most of you listening are probably a wanderer or a volunteer. So you are one of those helper beings here. It's just another dimensional aspect of you. It's all you. And when we can remember that, you're like, oh, I'm helping myself here. I'm helping myself on that level. And I'm helping the whole. It's really amazing when you look at it multidimensionally. It's all you.
Yeah.
This reminds me, I had a client that woke up from a session She, I brought her out of her trance. And the first thing she said, that was me. That's my voice. She realized that her higher self is her. Exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're all star beings. We're all here helping.
Yeah. And that's a really good point too. And I feel like that's like the medicine that's in that higher self, or the star beings that we feel connected to, the star, those kind of cosmological forces. Like the medicine that's there for us is drawing upon that higher wisdom to empower us to be here in the here and now and to take the right action. Right.
Yeah.
So versus, and I bring that up because that's versus like, what are those star beings doing amongst themselves or in their, their own particular drama to influence what's happening to Earth. Like that's kind of the difference. Right. And that's the thing, is that there is truth and opportunity, in all these different directions. And I think when people resonate with something like star beings and get caught up in like that kind of that drama of like what they're doing, who they are, where they come from, what they're doing to help us. I think that it's like the track that's leading to that point is authentic because we feel that draw, but where we're kind of what we're doing with that in terms of getting lost in that drama seems a little bit, in my experience and opinion, like disempowering versus like calling upon the stars or the star beings or the angels or the earth elementals or the fairies, wherever you want to go in the strata of reality to call upon the spirits, like, that calling upon them to instill you with the archetypal energies or the virtues, the strengths, the energy necessary for you to then take proper action. That's where I find, it's a 180 degree for me in terms of what I get from that, because I can see my energy being sapped when I get caught into, and Erica knows, like, I've been reading The Law of One and I always kind of ask her questions, and sometimes I pose like, these questions because I'm having some, I don't know, like I'm seeing paradoxes and contradictions between other pieces of information, and I'm getting really caught up in like the finite details, which it was funny in The Law of One, like Ra would say, like, is, not important, but I'm getting caught up in those details. And I see what's happening with my energy when I do that versus, finding the resonance I have with this particular body of work, or finding resonance with a particular spirit or archetypal energy, whatever you want to call it. And then calling upon that to like help me to be here now and take action. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And also seeing that energy within yourself.
Yes.
And that's really what we're doing, calling, because it is all us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely what I mean by call upon, like, help bring that through.
Right. And
yourself.
embody that energy.
Absolutely.
Because when we're doing that, it becomes about us. It's an internal process, and it's no longer about what's happening out there or how out there can help me, right? You're helping you. This is an internal process. This happens within. And so anything that's happening out there, it doesn't matter. There's zero control. You want to talk about zero control? You have absolutely zero control about what's going on up there in the stars. We can't even get there, y'all. We can't even get there. I mean, telepathically, sure, right? But like the technology, I mean, it's so far beyond. So let go of that.
Right.
And one thing that I do to keep my center, to stay focused, and I find this to be a very, very valuable thing, is I'm literally ignoring everything. I'm shutting it all off. I don't look at my phone for the first few hours in the morning at all. I go spend my time outside under the tree, and I sit, I meditate, I contemplate, I listen to a little music, maybe. But it really helps my energy system to not get on Facebook, to not see what's going on in the world. I set my energy and my tone every day before I learn what's going what's going on out there.
Right.
Yeah. And it's really beneficial. It really helps me stay centered.
Absolutely. I love that Erica's like staring me in the eyes right now and trying to give me subliminal suggestions about this, because I'm not as good. I've been getting better because I've been slowly dialing back my involvement.
Because the more you focus on the chaos, the more that chaos is within you.
Absolutely.
And so if it's not a part of your world, then you don't need to focus on it.
Mm-hmm.
What's important is what is in your world. Right here in front of you in this moment is the only thing that's important.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that feels pretty complete in terms of our conversation. Do you have anything else that you wanted to share on that front?
I don't think so.
Okay. So last thing I just want to recap, and that is, the only way that we're really going to be able to take truly authentic and really impactful action in our life is if we're operating from our center, from the point of which where we have divine clarity as to where we need to show up to be of best service to humanity, to ourselves, to our family, or whatever it might be. And so just remembering that when we get pulled out of that center, we, even if we're feeling that fiery passion of wanting to act, wanting to do something, that if that passion is kind of misdirected because we've been pulled out of that center and we're not acting from that place, then that energy actually becomes destructive, and that adds to the chaos. And one of the last things I want to say too is just remember that you as a human being actually carry a very potent and a very influential component of our collective consciousness. Like we have a shared mind. And this has been studied scientifically by people like Russell Targ, who ran the Stanford Research Institute. We influence the collective mind with what we have. So if you feel a little downtrodden as to like how to show up physically in the world right now, like having a hard time knowing what to do there, just know that when you work on yourself and your balance and, where like what you're carrying in terms of your, vibrational self, your thought processes, the part of reality that you carry affects the whole. And I'm I know Erica talks about this a lot on the show, but I'm just reminding you all that like it's much more influential and important than you could probably even know. I mean, words don't even really put it into perspective. So just remember that you are doing work. You are helping humanity. You are helping the collective by finding your balance, by finding your center, by not submitting to the chaos, because that energy of chaos, just like the energy of fear or the energy of hate, can only proliferate by individuals who carry it within them. So if you decide not to carry that within you and you instill other things that you would like to see in the collective, then that's what's going to help. That's what's going to be perpetuated, and you're going to help do that. So,
ripples in a pond.
Yes,
lots of love ripples in the pond. It's really that simple.
Absolutely.
And with that, everyone, we are out of here for the day. I'm going to leave you with a song. This is Ayla Nario, Show Yourself. Until next time, we love you all.
We sure do. Have a wonderful day.
And if you're feeling the call to come for a week retreat-style Mystic Manor immersion, remember to go now and book your time to speak with me directly about stepping into the optimistic vortex at calendly.com/talk with Brandon while there are still spots left. Otherwise, I look forward to co-creating magic with you at the Mystic Manor.
is birthing. I peek out from patterns, eyes peel back the lanterns. This surf is a swift one. It's a delicate thrashing, this undertow daunting. The task is at hand, not a moment too soon. When doubled and breaking, all wide-eyed and crazy, you whisper sweet somethings to the one you are saving. Your mirror in likeness, your servant in highness, the earth in one being, your body the queen. I do not show the skin for you, I show myself to know myself, I show for the earth from which I came. My prayers for you to do the same. I do not show the skin for you, I show myself to know myself, I show for the earth from which I came. My prayers for you to do the same. All we've got, we'll spread it like comfort. We'll out all the insides and down all the corners. And when doubled and breaking, all wide-eyed and crazy, you'll whisper sweet somethings to the one you are saving. Your mirror in likeness, your servant in highness, the earth in one being, your body the queen. Your mirror in likeness, your servant in highness, the earth in one being, your body the queen. I do not show the skin for you, I show myself to know myself, I show for the earth from which I came. My prayers for you to do the same. I do not show the skin for you, I show myself to know myself, I show for the earth from which I came. My prayers for you to do the same. I do not show the skin for you, I show myself to know myself, I show for the earth from which I came. My prayers for you to do the same. I do not show the skin for you, I show myself to know myself, I show for the earth from which I came. My prayers for you to do the same. For the earth from which I came.